Hey everyone. All right, I'm making this video. I've gotten a lot of questions from some of the kids that I coach, as well as some of the college students that I teach, just about my workout overall. The big consensus from a lot of younger people that I talk to when it comes to their workouts is they constantly talk about how they're online, they're on YouTube, they're looking at Facebook and Snapchat and everything else, with regard to fitness routines and fitness philosophy and ideas and what sort of split you should have and the correct way to do a curl. But it's all sort of pieced together, and their frustration is, just tell me exactly what to do. Just tell me the routine. They hear about all the theory. They hear about how many rest days and how long your workout should be and all that kind of stuff. But there's no place they can go where they just give me the fitness routine. Like, what exactly do you do in a week? So I'm putting this together for them, and hopefully it's helpful for other people if you stumble upon it. All right, but the big thing for all of this is just stop overthinking your workouts. All right. I will say this down here: disclaimer, not medical advice. Talk to a doctor or certified trainer before you start new exercise fitness routine. This is exactly what I do, but this is what I would tell people who are close to me looking for advice. So there you have it. All right, there's the disclaimer. But the big thing for me is just stop overthinking your workouts. Workouts should be very boring and predictable. You should set up your 1 week schedule, whatever your schedule looks like, and then you just need to do the exact same thing for 12 to 16 weeks. I talk to a lot of people who say, I tried the bro split last week and it didn't work, so this week I'm trying to push pull leg, or and then next week I'm going to do full body, or I'm going to try higher weights and low reps, or lower weight and high reps. And it's like, you got to stop all that. All right, stop overthinking your workouts. On the next slide, I'm going to show you exactly what I do. But the big thing is, like, your workouts, keep it boring, keep it very predictable, do the exact same thing for 12 to 16 weeks. And then after those, 3 or 4 months, you can start tweaking it a little bit based on your schedule or based on where you think you're making gains or not making gains, and everything else. But what I'm going to show you is, this is just everything that I do in a week. And if you find it helpful, again, talk to somebody with regard to, certified trainer or whatever you need to do, to make sure that it's right for you. But this, I think, is just a very predictable, boring routine that has helped me make a lot of progress. Okay, so I do a push-pull leg type of split. I take Wednesdays off. All right. So a couple things to know with regard to my sets and my reps, because that's another big thing that's all over the internet and YouTube and everything else, right? I do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. All right, and this is hugely important, right? This final line on this slide right here. If you can do 3 sets of 10 at the same weight, you are not lifting heavy enough. All right, so if you do a bench press at 225 and you do 3 sets of 10 at 225, all that means is that your first set, you weren't lifting heavy enough. All right, you have to lift heavy. So what I do for my 3 sets, I'll explain it up here with this bench press situation on my push day. The first 2 sets are at the exact same weight. The reps vary a little bit because I get tired. And then my 3rd rep, I usually drop the weight back, 20% or so. And try to do another 8 to 10 at a little bit lower weight, right? Because every time I'm lifting, every set is almost a failure. I'm very near depletion. I can't do another set at 10 reps at the same weight all 3 times, all right? Okay, so the things that are highlighted in blue, all that means is that those are exercises that I do multiple times a week. I do twice a week. Every other exercise on here, you see, I only do those exercises once a week. And again, this is something else that's online where people get confused, where they hear things like, you need to do similar exercises, every exercise twice a week, or every body part twice a week. And people are like, what does that mean, every body part twice a week? The problem is that there are an infinite amount of machines, an infinite amount of exercises you can do at the gym. So people get really overwhelmed, especially when they're talking about maybe only lifting 3 or 4 days a week. They're like, how could I possibly get all this in? I look at some of this stuff and I say, look, if I was to do every piece of advice that I found on YouTube, I would be in the gym for 10 hours a day, every day, trying to get in all of these exercises. So the big thing is pick 5 exercises. On my pull days, I do have 6 exercises, but if you just pick 5 exercises for yourself and do those 5 exercises, 3 sets, I do 6 days a week. an hour, you're going to be in great shape. All right. So just pick 5 exercises, 3 sets of 8 to 10. So this is what my schedule looks like. And if you want to do some sort of variation, that's fine. Again, disclaimer, go talk to somebody, make sure you're good to go health-wise. All right. My Sunday is a push day. All right. So but I focus mostly on chest. So I start off with bench. So here's what my 3 sets will look like. So my bench, I've been training this a lot for the last 5 years, I got goals on bench, so I work it really hard. All right. So I'll start off at 365 for 8 reps, and then I'll do 365. I can only get 7 reps in that second time. All right. Again, I'm, almost to depletion. And then I back the weight down to 315 and I do 10 reps. All right. And that's it for bench. Okay. And then I will go to cable flies. Anytime I write cable on this chart, it means it's a machine that looks like this, that you're pulling with a cable. Anything that says machine on it, it's a machine that looks like this. That's a machine that you load up with plates. So my gym those are the types of machines that are at my gym. Other people have different machines, so you'll have to figure out your own variation with regard to what machines you're going to use. But this is what my gym has that I like using. So when I write machine, it means this type of machine you load up with plates. Cable means anything that you're pulling on a cable. Okay, so then I do cable flies. So again, I'll start off, I think I have 40 pounds in each hand on each cable. I'll do 40 for 10 reps, then I'll do 40 for 8 reps, and then I'll jump it down to 35 pounds and try to do it for 10 reps. All right. Then I do incline bench, machine press, which is a press that goes straight out from your chest. And then I have machine flies. So there's a machine in the gym that you can do flies on. And that's my chest day. All right. 3 sets of 10. The first 2 sets use the exact same weight. And then the third set, I drop the weight down about 20% and try to kick it back up to 10 reps. Monday is a pull day where I focus on my back. So I have machine rows. So again, there's a machine that is a variation of this machine where you load it up with plates. And because I don't like doing all the math with regard to how much weight I'm exactly lifting, this is just a little code for myself. So 4P, all that means is I put 4 plates on each side and I do 10 reps. And then I put 4 plates on each side and I do 8 reps. And then I drop the weight down. So I have 3 full plates, which is 45 pounds. I add a 25 pound on there. So instead of having 4 plates of 45 pounds, 3 plates that are 45 pounds each, a 25 pound plate, and then I'll do 10 reps with regard to my machine rows. Okay. Then I have a cable lat pull down. So again, there's a machine that looks like this, but the cable is above your head. You pull it down like you're doing a pull up, palms out. All right. Then I do dumbbell rows, machine lat pull. So again, there's a machine that looks like this that has a lat pull movement. Then I'll do cable rows. This machine right here is exactly what a cable row is. All right, you're sitting down. This is what a cable row is. I think right now I do 235 for 10, 235 for 8, and then I get it down. I think 190 is where the pin is in the machine. So you put a little pin in here. 190 for 10. I think that's what my cable row numbers look like right now. I didn't put all my numbers on this because it was just cluttering it up too much. So I just did a couple examples. And then I go to the machine curls for biceps. All right. So my bicep day is Friday, but I do curls both on Monday and on Friday with regard to machine curls. I also do machine rows on Monday and Friday. So machine rows, bench, and machine curls. I do those exercises twice a week. Every other exercise I'm only doing once a week. Tuesday is leg day. It's the front of the legs, the quads. So this is barbell squats, quad extensions where you're sitting down, you're kicking your feet up. Box jumps, I'll do a set of 25. So I have a 24-inch box at the gym, 25, 25, and then 20. Leg press is where you're kind of laying on your back at a 45-degree angle. You're angling the weight up at 45 degrees. That's what the leg press is. And again, it's something like 5P. So in my book, it says 5P, and I track everything in a journal so I can make sure I'm going up. I try to only go up like, 5 to 10 pounds every, 2 or 3 weeks, just to kind of see if I'm getting stronger. And then once I can hit 2 sets in a row for 10 reps, I know that I need to go up in weight, because 2 sets in a row at 10 reps, all that tells me is that my first set wasn't hard enough. So if you're doing 2 sets of bench press, 225, you do it for 10, and then your second set, you can also do 225 for 10. All that tells me is that next week you got to bump it up to 245 on that first set. So maybe you do 245 for 10 and it's too much. Now you got to do 245 for 8 reps on the second set. All right. So I track all my numbers just to kind of see how much weight I'm lifting and whether or not if I'm lifting the same amount of weight every set. I just look in the book and say it's time to move all the weight up. And then hack squats, which is kind of it's the same motion as a barbell squat, but you're in the machine. You got pads on your shoulders, so it's a little bit safer than a barbell squat. All right, Thursday is another push day, but I'm focusing on tris and shoulders. Again, I'll start off with bench press, and then I have the machine shoulder press. This machine right here, this is what a machine shoulder press is. All right, that's exactly what this machine is. All right. All right. Then I have a machine tri press, so another machine that looks like this, except you're pushing it down instead of pushing it above your head. Lateral side raises, so these are with dumbbells. Take a 45-pound dumbbell, I do a set of 10 reps, then I have that same 45-pound dumbbell. I can only get 8 because, again, I'm stressing myself, and then I just drop the dumbbell down to 35 pounds and I do 10. And then you have a cable machine that does tricep extensions. Friday is another pull day, but I'm focusing mostly on biceps. So my machine curls. All right, so there's a machine, you load it up with plates, 3 plates plus a 25-pound plate, so 3 45-pound plates with a 25-pound plate, and I do that times 10. And again, this is just my little code, so I don't have to add up exactly what the weight is every time. I just know how many plates I gotta throw on. All right, cross hammer curls are you start with you hold on to the dumbbell, you put it next to your side, and you're coming up underneath your chin, right across the chest. And then regular hammer curls, start it down by your side, and you're lifting it straight up to your shoulder. Straight barbell curls, so grab a barbell. You're doing curls with both hands at the same time. Pull-up grip lat pull downs. So over here I have lat pull downs. That's palms out. The pull-up grip lat palm down. Those are palms towards you for the pull-up grip. All right, so those engage the biceps more. All right, so that's the pull-up grip lat pull downs. And then I have machine rows again, which I also did on Monday. Okay, Saturday, another leg day, all right? But I'm doing the back of my legs, the hamstrings and the calves. So hamstring curls, this is where you're laying your stomach and you're kicking your heels up towards your butt with some weight on the back of your calves, right? Then you have standing calf raises. So there's a machine, you put pads on your shoulders and you're standing up calf raises. Seated hamstring curls, you're sitting on your butt, sitting like you're in a chair and you're pushing the weight down with your heels. Seated calf raises, self-explanatory, and then deadlifts. On deadlifts, I don't usually max out on deadlifts. Again, it's something like, I don't have my numbers in front of me, but it's something like 225 deadlifts. I'll do 10 reps of that, and then 225 I'll do only be able to squeeze out 8 reps, and then maybe I throw it down to 185 pounds for 10 reps, and that's the leg day. All right, Wednesday's off. All right. So again, 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. Now, what you're going to do with this, and this is where people get a little frustrated, is they'll start putting together a plan like this and they're like, I don't know what my numbers are. All right. And so they'll do it for a week and they're like, I don't like the push pull thing. I didn't feel good with it. So the next week I'm going to do a bro split, or the next week I'm going to try 3 days a week, full body. Stop it. All right. Once you do all the research on the YouTube and the fitness channel, if you just want to kind of do some sort of modification of this, fine, then get off all of the social media stuff. All right. Just do that plan for 12 to 16 weeks. All right, quit watching the TikTok videos of fitness influencers for 12 to 16 weeks. After 16 weeks, you reassess and maybe you want some variation, fine. But take your plan and then stop looking for other plans, okay? The first week that you do this, you're gonna do it hard, but the first week is also gonna be about figuring out where is your maximum amount of weight that you're gonna start with for that first set. So you might go in there and say, you know what, I can bench 200 pounds. So you put 200 pounds on and you end up doing 3 sets of 10 at 200 pounds. Now you know next week it's like, okay, my numbers, I got to bench a little bit more. My numbers have to go up here. All right. So that first week when you're doing those first 3 sets of 10, you're really figuring out where's the maximum amount of weight I need to start at so I can get in, let's say 10 reps 45-pound dumbbells, 10 reps of lat raises, and that was so hard that the next set I do, I can only do 8 reps. Now you know that you are at the right amount of weight with regard to starting off on all of these exercises. All right. So that's really what the first week is about. Is you're going to go in there and you're going to lift hard, but you're also figuring out what weight do I need to start off with so that I can do 3 sets. The first set I'm probably going to do about close to 10 reps. The second set I'm going to do 1 or 2 reps fewer because it's hard, not because you're just backing off and you're not going to failure. All right. I try to go to failure with every set. All right. Try to do 10. The next one I can only get 8. It's not about I'm only going to do 8. It's like I can only get 8 because the first round was so hard that the second round I can't do as much. And then the third round, drop the weight back a little bit to see what you can kind of get at about 10 reps with a little bit lighter weight. All right. That's what the first week's about. Now you have all your numbers. Within a week or two, you're going to find out, hey, like I can do 3 sets of 10 with 45-pound dumbbells. So all that means is my lat side raises, I need to bump up my dumbbell. Maybe after a month, now my dumbbell gets bumped up to my first round is going 50 pounds, right? Or my machine curls, after a month, I can do 3 sets of 10 with 3 plates plus a 25. Okay, I need to bump it up to 4 plates, all right? So you're going to start tracking and figuring out every time you lift, you're going to do 1 or 2 more reps. And once you get to that point where you can do 3 sets of 10 at the same weight, now you know you need to move up, 5 or 10 pounds on whatever exercise it is that you're making progress on. All right. So that's exactly what I do. Fitness routines, keep it boring and keep it predictable. All right. That's the big thing I tell people. It should be boring and predictable. It's not going to be as flashy as all the YouTube, TikTok, fitness influencer stuff. Those guys all over online, they're great, but like they get, in good shape because they just have a very boring, predictable routine when they go into the gym. All right. They don't change it up every time. So figure out what your routine is, 5 exercises, 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps. You should be close to failure on all of them. And then after, 12 to 16 weeks, evaluate and see if you made progress and maybe start tweaking things around a little bit. All right. That's my fitness routine. I hope it's useful. I hope you find it useful. All right. See you later.